The day 147 speaks about the freedom. What is freedom, my dear friends? A lot of us, we have totally misunderstood freedom. Freedom, we think that to do what we feel like doing is freedom. But understand, not to do what we feel like doing is also freedom. That is the true meaning. And here we see freedom of bondage that we gain in the company of the saintly people. How the wicked mind and the strategical mind it changes to nobility when we are with the noble ideated people. He says, continues that with this company of the idle people or the company of the saintly noble people, it destroys the passions and the animalic and demonic instincts in us are gone, making room for the feeling of worthy of the divine human. So, gati karane sangati sajjanachi mati palate sumati durjanachi Rati नायिके च पति नष्ट आहे मने नि मनातीत होवो निराहे मने नि मानातीत होवो निराहे. Sorry. So here it says Mahanoni means therefore the conclusion manatita hovoni rahe atita manatita, that's beyond the human is dispassionate. Hovoni becomes rahe, it stays, the dispassion comes and stays in us when we get the true freedom of not doing what we feel like doing based on the basic instincts that stimulate the mind and trigger off the body to get into some rudimentary actions. He says, Manasad Manasadgati. Sorry. Here it is Manaha Sadgati Praptaye Sadhu Sange. That is the Sanskrit one. He says Gati Karane Sangati Sajjanachi. So the Sanskrit one is Sadhu Sangaha. He says Manaha Sadgati Praptaye Sadhu Sangaha Tato Nashyate Durmati. He says, he continues. Okay. So here, what we are supposed to understand is Gati Karane. Karane, the reason for Gati, for the right direction. What is the right direction? The ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal of the human life? Not just roti, kapada, and makan, but we have something else, that is the salvation, moksha, liberation, nirvana, kaivalya, whatever we call it as. For that, for the sake of that ultimate goal, the non-written goal, once you reach, that's the end of it. There's no further. The rest of the goals are all temporary. You want to have something, you get that, and you want something else. It can be the promotions or increments. People keep jumping. Now I see a lot of people software, they're jumping, they're getting 100% hike. Hmm. A person who was drawing 6 lakhs, he's getting 12 lakhs. Hmm. That's called a 100% hike. Of course, there are certain segments where they don't pay. It is also there. Though they have money, they don't pay. That's a secondary issue. So here, Sangati, so that we can gain that goal, that ultimate destination is obtained. How? Only with the company of what? Sajjanachi, with the company of the noble, the saintly, the good. So, Satsangatve Nisangat we have seen in Bhajagovindam. The same thing. So, you be in the company of the good, you will get salvation just like that. Just being with them. Because what happens, the vibes. Even in homes, I see, if you have a lot of cluttering in the house, then the vibes will be negative, restless, congestion. You declutter everything, make it free, make the air flow free. I tell you, there will be harmony in home, right? Just by the company of the good that happens. As this example we have seen, it says, Mati Palati Sumati Durjanaji. It says, Mati, the attitude of the mind. Palati, it changes. Pala means to groom or it changes. Sumati, the good attitude. Durjanachi, from the wickedness. So the mind which was wicked, strategical, planning and scheming for the self growth and development, it changes its attitudes towards good and noble, thinking of others more than the self, giving more than what we take. This happens just by the company of the noble. रतिनायिके च पतिनष्ट आहे. He says, Ratinayike cha. So here what we are supposed to understand is, Rati and the Cupid, the people, the couple who had come down to bring down Shiva from his deep meditative contemplative mood so that he could get married to Parvati and Asura Samhara for that cause. So here when we say Rati, it says the leader of all desires, the Kamini Kanchana. Okay, the three Ks what we generally use, but here it's more of the opposite gender. Madana and Rati, they are the couple where we generally speak about. He says, Nasta ahi. So if you have this company of the noble, then this Madana and Rati will not be in a position to bring you down, tempt you. You'll be beyond, you'll be above. So, in of course, Gruhasthas, that's a different issue for the progeny and all, that's a different issue. We are not going into that. But it says the unwanted lust, the desire, the physical desire will automatically come down. It gets destroyed. Madana himself, he was destroyed by Shiva when he when he was disturbed, and then he gives a subtle form. Okay, all that story, when she came and begged at the feet of Lord Maheshwar, this is okay for you, he will be visible, and it continues. Even in our minds, we have Madana in us. Rati is, will be put to ashes, will be down. Miserably they failed. They'll not be in a position to trigger off those vulgarity or vulgar thoughts in one's mind. The other day in the Yoga Shastra, when we are speaking about, we have seen how this is anti-Kundalini. In Hatha Yoga, when we are doing the what do you call the pranayama meditation and the yoga class, we have seen how these two are inversely proportional. As the Kundalini rises, this lust should come down. One. On the contra, only when the lust comes down, proportionately the Kundalini rises from Mooladhara to Sahasrara. They're inversely proportional, isn't it? And then he says, Manoni manatita ho unirai. He says, so remain unshakable, pure, peaceful in the realm of the saints, noble and good. So stay put in that particular tone till we meet next. Thanks for being with.